Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and today is Friday. So, you guys know what that means. It's happy hour with my buddy Clint Westwood. So, grab a drink and give us a like, smash the buttons, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn on the notifications. Sometimes I hear they work, not always, but we'll get through this thing together, right? So, you guys use this time to share this video out. Let's get more people in the chat so we can have all that community that we love and thrive on. Be right back with my buddy Westwood. Westwood, how are you doing?
You caught me mid-drink.
Mid-drink. Perfect
Mid-drink.
timing.
You're like the waitress that comes up, oh, so how's your dinner? Oh, she got a mouthful of food. Mm-hmm. You know how that is.
So we had,
good.
Yeah. We had a weird experience last night. So Kritanya's here and she's visiting, and we got to take her out last night for her birthday, which was really sweet. And we had like the worst service. The restaurant was closing down early. The little waitress couldn't even make eye contact. You had to like ask for a menu. You had to ask for, and it seems like
scan the QR code. We don't have menus anymore.
Yes, they also had that. Yeah. Right. But I don't know. It does seem, she brought up a great point. She was like, it seems like customer service is just in the toilet. I know my buddy Marcus just got kicked off a flight.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. Not being a big enough socialist was what he said.
Oh, well, that's, he's in the hotbed of it. He knows.
I know, but we're in this weird thing. And I think about like after 9/11, how, TSA got engaged and traveling got less fun, to be putting it mildly. But then also now we're in this new thing. And there's even more of this oppression and rules that they guard you by. And now all of a sudden, things that were a right are a privilege in their eyes.
Yes.
I don't know.
If you get the prick, you don't have to wear the muzzle.
No, it's so sad.
It's a privilege.
I have a friend that's pushing me to try to do some more research and investigate on what to do if you do get the prick. And then realize what you've done to yourself.
Because it happens.
And I really can't find any good information. If you guys in the audience have, or in the chat, have any information about healing technologies. Or
hey, the pot pie's done. The TV dinner's done.
I might need to be right back. It just means the door's open.
The barn door's open.
Or the drawer might be open. There, perfect. Got it. I've done that before a million times. I don't even
like it. Oh, fixed. Flip.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Sorry, distracting.
But anyway, I'm curious if people have heard any solutions for those people that might have realized what harm
they
might have done to themselves.
Silence my phone.
Oh, it's okay. It's the theme for today.
If somebody calls, though, it's usually I put it on do not. Everybody, if you're doing a live interview, put your phone on do not disturb if you're using your phone.
I just put mine on airplane, and then that way I'm not interfering with Wi-Fi. Also don't receive calls or texts. Even when mom is texting me, it doesn't come through.
So stupid, Westwood. God.
You're good.
Drive a man to drink.
I sure like your shirt.
Oh, thanks. I got that from Mr. Jim Flanagan.
Jim Flanagan.
So I feel like, it's all strong and stuff. I got super Litecoin shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super Litecoin. Speaking of the price of Litecoin right now is, listen to this, $167.17. Yeah. I went and got some dirty fiat that I had saved for some stuff that I should have spent it. But I spent it. I spent that dirty fiat and I spent it on Litecoin today. I drove over to an ATM. There was a ATM. It was actually a coin flip ATM.
Coin flip ATM.
It was 15 miles away from me in the middle of nowhere, small town, but there's a big truck stop. Paulie P knows it. He's been there.
Do we have a code still that somebody can use? I know Nana.
Red
I think
Cat
Nana
Life
still
does.
has.
Nana does. If you watch the video that I put out earlier today on my YouTube channel,
was there a code?
I put some codes in there of the people that I knew. Red Cats, and it's in the description. But I think you can, and Johnny's Litecoin and JMac and Nana. So yeah, you can get 10% off
anymore.
Oh, doesn't it? I thought it did because I think he tagged somebody on it. Okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I put a list out there. You know, I thought he told me
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. I don't have a clue.
Try all of them. Write them all down, or go to Westwood's YouTube channel.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the video so I can grab the.
Yeah, it's should be. There's so many videos that I'm so prolific that I put out on YouTube. But today I did put out a couple of them. So yeah, you'll see it in the description.
There were a couple. There were two that went out today.
I was in the Digibug and decided, you know what?
It will not let me like the video.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do, girl? But anyway, now's a great time to get some Litecoin and see people. Oh, but the price is down. It was $400. Now it's $167, $66. I tell you, what a deal. There's still the same amount of Litecoin that exists, and you can.
You look like a badass in this video.
That's an old one. What's this one?
Created money.
That's too hot. It's too hot to have that. That's 10, 10, 20, 12, 10, 20.
Was December. Sorry.
That's old school. Yeah, go to videos.
It will not let me.
Look. There's Lisa. There's Lisa again. And there's Tito's again.
There's a theme.
There's a theme here. Yes.
So the Litecoin weapon of war, that was yesterday.
Well, there's just one today I put out.
And so we're missing one.
No, wait. Or slaying vampires. Slaying vampires. Today's the 21st, isn't it?
That's it.
I don't freaking know. Yeah, don't play it. Down below in the description, there should be.
Here we go.
There you go. There's some tags you can. There you go.
Okay.
I think Nana's is right. I hope it is. If not, correct it. I think it's C Nana.
I think she's. I thought she was.
Is it C
Nana?
I don't know.
If she's not watching right now, to correct everybody in the chat, then
you need to fix it. But anyway, you get 10% off transaction fees at a coin flip if you use one of those codes. So I mean, hey, you save a little bit of money, you get more Litecoin. Good thing.
Yeah.
Not Dogecoin.
Definitely a good thing. And there's so many of them right now. They're all over the place.
There's tons of them. It's like 2,200, I think they said. 2,200 in the U.S. Like I said, this is a place that's where I did my student teaching, actually, down the road, 15 miles away. And they've got a truck stop there right off the interstate. But other than that, it's a small town. And I looked at it, and I'm like, crap, they got one here. I don't have to go into like the urban areas that I hate to go into. And so now I can go to the nice rural area where nobody bothers me. And I just walk in and take pictures and post them. And, it's good to buy my Litecoin, my sound money.
Act like a free American citizen.
Yeah, I can, be normal. Like I kind of remember when I was younger.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Oh wow. So Lisa Bell, one of our friends in the chat, says, "I'm a little shook by the market right now. What would your advice, or can you relate this time to a previous time in the market?"
Yep.
Kind of help with some of that.
Absolutely. I lived through it. 2017 was just like this. And you had, if you look at the bigger picture, everybody says zoom out. So if you look at the bigger picture of where Bitcoin was in, let's say, December, 5 months ago, almost 6 months ago, you're looking at Bitcoin that was under 20,000. In the almost, okay, for Westwood in October, when you guys came out, Bitcoin was like 10 grand last October. And we're at what, 30, 34, 5 right now.
Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, holy cow. But totally understandable. If you get in the market and you're paying, a couple weeks ago, I bought Litecoin for $400. It's painful. It is. But the thing you got to look at is it's based on US dollars. When you look at, you still have one Litecoin. If you bought one Litecoin for $400, you still have that power. And I refer to it as a weapon because that's what it is. You know, you can buy a sword, you can buy a pistol for a certain price, and oh my gosh, the market plummeted. You can still go out and hunt with that gun. You can still go out and defend yourself with that gun. I mean, with that sword, you can still do things with it. It still has that usefulness. You have it in your possession. Somebody can say it's not worth anything, but to you, how much is it worth? To me, you're not getting my Litecoin. That's just not you're just not going to get it. I'm not going to give it to the, banksters. It's just not going to happen. I understand the game. So holding it in your possession and having ownership of that, Litecoin's this big pie. There's 84 million of them. That's it. And when you get a piece of that pie, you've got it. There's only so much left to go around. And that's what people are doing. The big money right now, what they're doing is they're scooping it all up. They want you to sell it. They want you to be afraid. Why do you think they're buying it? They understand what it's worth going forward in this new digital economy. That's real money. That's the new gold and silver, Bitcoin and Litecoin in the new economy. They know that, and they want to scare you out of it. So this is the same thing that happened in 2017. If you look at, it plummeted right around the Jamie Dimon remarks where, the CEO of JP Morgan Bank, he made the comment that anybody who buys Bitcoin, that's working for me, I'll fire them, it's a good investment, and this, and it plummeted the market. And then you had Chinese FUD even then. Lately we've had, more Chinese information, where they're going to ban Bitcoin. They said this in 2017.
They've said it several times.
They roll this out all the time.
They said even this last year, I don't know when it was, Mama and I did a show and I was like, oh, China bans Bitcoin. And then the next day or two, it's like, oh, China announces their digital currency. Iran did the same thing. There's been several. So it's
because first of all, we don't get any good news out of China. So, it's hard to fact check anything. So anybody can say anything. And then it's, the press runs with it because they love drama. They love to knock down cryptocurrencies. But the thing is, this is like, we're just talking about this, Lisa. This is the blue light special. This is the sale. It's on sale. What better time? If it was a good time to buy it at $400, man, it's a great time to buy it at $160, $70. You still get that Litecoin and that purchasing power. I'll make a prediction, and I'm not big on this stuff. I'm going to say by October 1st of this year, Litecoin will be at least $1,000.
Wow.
Now, my real prediction is a lot more than that, but I'm going to be conservative. Okay. I think by October 1st of this year, you'll see $1,000 Litecoin. I'm just going to say it.
Here, folks. Yeah.
Well, there you go. And to me, that's not even close to being what it's worth, but you know what? I'll say that. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I
the
really
good thing
think
is, if you're wrong, you'll still have your Litecoin.
I still got my Litecoin, so it doesn't really matter. And I can buy stuff with it if I want to. Not that I want to do that, but I can. I've used it. Lisa, I've used the Litecoin because you can use it. Absolutely. But I'll use it for things that
you
that
donated,
are valuable. Right.
Litecoin to Team Mighty.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Just leave it at that.
Was for the cartoon, or the what do they call it?
Comic books, Wishes and Rainbows, that Bix Weir, signed, and that's what he talks about. His whole premise of his channel, his roadtorooted.com, is based on that comic book. And what that's telling us, from the insiders. And so to me, that was super valuable. Better than any NFT. I hold it in my hand. I donate to a wonderful charity. It's a win-win for everybody, and it supports that ecosystem like you want to do, Lisa, with Bet on Main Street. Yeah. It's you use sound money for sound things, and that's how you support the new economy. So,
and we do it through community.
Absolutely.
And the community decides the value. So
that's right.
I'm just thinking about when I get to come out for Westwood. I wanted to bring some things to contribute to the bar/museum.
Yeah.
This historical place in the crypto world. And so I have this, which has nothing on it, but I'll show it anyway.
Oh, is that the wallet you got in Philadelphia?
It's the one from Philadelphia. So I'm going to bring
so
this.
Awesome. See, that's a tangible thing. We both were there, and you got that. Doge is going. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know if I might write a little bit of the story on it or something and put a date so we can put it in the. What would be cool is if you could reuse. Now I'm inventing things. That's terrible.
Right.
Keep drinking.
Hey, did you take the money off of that? Put that down.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm like, oh crap.
Are you kidding?
She's got the private key.
No, my husband is
All
all
right.
about
Charlie's
all
like,
that.
nope, scrape it. Nope. Good
No.
man.
So
Love it.
this has already been taken care of.
Good.
But what would be cool is if you could recycle that QR to take you to a website where you could then read the story about what this paper was or something like that. Is it possible?
That would be pretty cool.
If Jim Flanagan was here, he would know. He could tell us.
Well, in a way, it does tell a story just because it shows every transaction. I mean, but it's just identifying, okay, what was that transaction used for? If there were a way to I think you can put like a memo in every transaction, can't you? I mean, on the blockchain to where it like has.
I don't know. I know on some you can, but
yeah, I don't know.
I've been able to on some. I don't know if it depends on the wallet or if it's the coin, but
yeah, I think you can put something in there in the transaction with the transaction in the block, actually on the chain. I'm not 100% sure. There are some blockchains that specialize in that, but no, I 100% agree with you. Carrying that story, we're at a historical time. Or if I say it the old way, an historical time, we are going to have people looking back generationally and looking at this time and asking us, like we asked our grandparents, well, what was it like in the Great War? That's what they called it, World War I, World War II. What was it like? You were there and telling stories. And I mean, when we look back, it's like, oh, you survived the transition, the economic transition, the world we went through. Yeah, we were there. Well, what was it like? I mean, this is just a very historic time.
Definitely. And documenting a lot of that. And
right.
Hopefully we can do that with some of these things like these videos that we're doing and what you're doing.
I'm trying to do it here to an extent. And I hope we all do that, write a journal. Start writing, what you're experiencing. Like if you're in the market right now, oh my God, Litecoin, I bought it at $350. Now it's half that price. What do I do? I mean, and just document those feelings, because when you look back, it'll be just like Bitcoin. What's tomorrow? Is tomorrow pizza day?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like struggle with that. Just because I know
because of the
is
symbolism behind the whole news. Yeah.
But this is a great conversation to have, though, because Kritiania was asking me, she's like, okay, but if we know that's sound money, why are people spending it and using it? And so what does that kind of look like with, Bitcoin Pizza Day is important because it's the first time it was used to buy a tangible item, right?
Yep.
So would Bitcoin be where it is now if somebody hadn't thrown away, what was it, 10,000 Bitcoin?
10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas.
Would Bitcoin be where it is?
I think it would be where it is. It might have taken longer. I mean, there are different, it's like all of us, everything we're doing, everything everybody does, all the community action and, everything we do, every tweet, every video, everything we do helps to move forward the space. And I think it's going there no matter what. It's just, okay, maybe it accelerates a little bit. Maybe that pushed it over, and so, yeah, I think it is what it is, because it is sound money. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. You read the white paper and it's sound money. It works. It's unstoppable. It's uncensorable. It's going to win. It just has to win because it's on the side of truth. So I think it might accelerate it a little bit, though. And those are milestones that are so very important, just like historical battles, on the battlefields, to where you look back and say, oh, because of this battle, changed the war. Well, that's one of those things and it resonates with people. And they're like, oh my gosh, you spent 10,000 Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, you spent how much on a comic book? Oh my gosh, you did how much on a refrigerator? I mean, how much on other things I can't talk about?
Yeah, at the same time, if you had, remember we talk about replacing. So I'm not going to spend my dirty fiat. I'm going to let Bitcoin eat my dirty fiat, and I'm going to spend my Litecoin, and I'm going to replenish my Litecoin at the time of sale or market or whatever.
Right.
So that's the way we can eat fiat and get out of this corrupt system.
Yeah, because it proves the validity of the new currency of Litecoin, of Bitcoin. It proves that, wow, it does work. And then you can go out and replace it, just like you said, Lisa. I mean, people will say, they give you crap about, oh, you're using the speeding app to buy coffee and you're spending Litecoin. Why are you doing that?
Lord, well, because I've been getting all kinds of crap lately.
Because I'm going to do that, but then I just went to an ATM and bought Litecoin today to replenish that supply, because I choose to use that money. I want to use that money because it's honest money. It does not fund wars. It does not fund things that are, someone else's agenda. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would
Right.
rather put my energy into that and use that and pay people with that if they'll take it. And that's my goal. That's, I think, all of our goals, adoption,
Right.
to get everybody to understand, wow, this is a better form of money. It can't be inflated away because there's a fixed supply of it. And once people grasp that, the big guys know that, Grayscale knows that, they're just scooping up Litecoin left and right. And
I
at some
saw
point,
that.
there's
Yeah.
a supply crunch, and you're not going to be able to buy it. You're just not going to be able to get it. It's like what you're going through in physical silver. At some point, it's like, I'm not selling you any. I don't know. I don't care what they say it's worth, $25, $30 an ounce. Well, you're not getting it for $100 an ounce because I'm not going to give you any. The same with Litecoin. It's like at some point, no, you're not getting it. You're going to have to give me a whole lot of stuff that I need because I don't want those wheelbarrow full of dollars that are garbage.
Right. Right.
And that's where we're headed.
I think we are. And I think it's exciting. It's an exciting time. I know that we've had a lot of trouble with exchanges. When this stuff does dip, it seems like, only the elites can buy. I do have a link in my description. You guys can contact Gus and Will at Perpetual Assets. And if you use my code, then there's some, I don't know, special deal or something. Plus it supports the channel. So I get a little bit of a kickback of whatever you guys buy, just transparency there. And so that's a way that you can, but it's like the super, just such an easy experience. So we tried to buy some, was it through Binance US? I can't remember, but Charlie sent a wire and it's still not showing up on the exchange, even though our bank has confirmed that it was sent. So we weren't able to buy during this dip. And it's really frustrating. Where when I know if I would have sent that wire to Gus and Will, then the minute it confirms for them, they give me a call. We do a test amount and then they send the rest to my wallet and I have it in my possession. So definitely worthwhile and worth the fee.
And that's the other issue that I saw, because I know people, well, how can I get some of this coin right now? Well, guess what? Coinbase is down. This exchange is down. Binance is down. KuCoin's down. All these exchanges are down, which therefore affects the swap exchanges. And there's some good ones I see in the chat, Lisa, like Simple Swap. I like Change Angel. I mean, those are good swap exchanges. The problem is they're going to the bigger exchanges to go and swap the coins out. So when those bigger exchanges are down, they can't make the swap. They can't do anything. And so that's what you saw in this latest crash, this dip, 50% drop, from the top. You couldn't even get it. So if you didn't have your money sitting on an exchange, which I don't want to do, and ready with orders, then, and even those probably didn't even fill all of them. So, the doors get shut and then somebody's getting the coins that somebody's panic selling. Wonder who that is. Wonder who's lined up, and has the sweetheart deal that's behind the velvet rope, because that's happening. And
we know who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And they want the coins. They want the coins, and they're playing their little shenanigans so that they can get the coins. Don't give them the coins. Don't give it to them. And I don't care if, to me, these cryptocurrencies are going to be priceless at some point, especially the ones with the finite assets, the finite supplies, because, you got these trillion, circulation coins, and they'll go up and they make a lot of money. But the problem is, again, you want a finite asset, something that no one else can have, because do you want one Bitcoin right now? I think a lot of people do. And look at the cost of it. You could have gotten 10,000 of them for 2 pizzas if you knew how to make pizzas, several years ago. I mean, and so it's just going to continue to go up because there's fewer and fewer and fewer of them. There's a lot of pizzas out there, though.
Well, trust me, I've eaten a lot. Been lost.
A lot of pizza's been lost here. Oh, you mean
a lot of pizza's been lost, and a lot of Bitcoin and Litecoin, these cryptocurrencies. I think about, especially in the Litecoin community, everybody, like, we would do meetups, and everybody is, if you're new to Litecoin and you're setting up a wallet and people are giving you Litecoin, and some of those lost their seed phrase. I know we have one of our daughters was dating this guy a couple of years ago, and so he all of a sudden, when Litecoin went up, he's like, do you have my passwords? And I'm like, You
know what? Don't be that guy. We need a shirt. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. He whatever gains he made. And to me, the great thing about it is, it's not that it doesn't hurt me to give away Litecoin like that to even irresponsible people, because it's kind of like burning the coin. If they don't,
Yeah,
either they're
it
going to be
is.
part of the community or it goes away. And now my Litecoin, there's even less of them.
That's it. It's that big piece, that big pie, and it's like, here, have a piece, and he drops it on the ground. Well, guess what? You ain't getting another one, and
Yeah.
there's only so much left. And guess what? We're taking it. Sorry, it's the way it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been wild, and I feel more comfortable in a bear market because I
do too.
am hoping to accumulate. And I think it helps. I think everybody needs to be really careful of scammers as we go into. We know this. Like, to me, this is just waving the carrot, and we are right there for a huge bull run, and I think we all need to be really careful. This is a time where, make sure your security is set, make sure that you know where your seed phrase is, make sure that you're not clicking on emails and getting connected with dirty phishing scams, all that kind of stuff.
Right, because they're going to do that. They're going to try and exactly fish you in, put the hook out there and bait you and try to get you to click that link. If you don't know who it's coming from, don't be clicking it. And the thing is, if you want to be ultimately secure and just super secure, you download that wallet on your phone, you write down that seed phrase, and you could actually delete the app. Never exists.
That's right.
And then just hold the seed phrase. I mean, if you want to put it in really cold storage, that's what you do. You send what you want to it. It's like, hey, I'm going to invest. I'm taking money out of my retirement. I've got an inheritance. I've got something, whatever. I'm going to put it in this. I'm going to buy whatever cryptocurrency. I'm going to send it to that, create it, write down the seed phrase, send it to that wallet, get it there. Oh, it's there. All right. Delete the wallet off your phone. Gone. As long as you have the seed phrase, doesn't matter. You can restore that anytime you want,
Right.
Put it in your will and say, hey, guess what? Nobody gets to look at this seed phrase until, such and such, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to have it active and online. See, those coins are always out there on the blockchain. It's not like you hold it on your phone. You don't. The only thing your phone does or your app does, it's the key to unlock. The key.
That is quite a key.
It's a key. It's a key to my heart. Who wants it?
Oh, your heart's so big. That's
yeah,
so
I know. Yeah, right. But no, I got it in a thrift shop today, and there's another story about that. But all that is, it's a key to allow you access to that blockchain, that worldwide new banking system. And that's what those private keys are. They allow you to unlock that. So it's always out there. It's always safe. It's secured by the network. You can delete all the apps, all the software you want. As long as you got that key, those seed phrases, you're good to go.
And so where does it exist? Because it is not, can you talk a little bit about, like, we know gold and silver we can hold in our hand. We know those seed phrase we can hold in our hand, and it represents the value, but I'm writing it down on paper and it's really words or language or software. How do you explain the real tangible use, the scarcity part of Bitcoin? And maybe what's the difference between mining and staking? Does that help with some of that?
The coins exist on what's called the blockchain and the ledger. Each computer that's running the code for that particular blockchain, let's just take Litecoin because that's what I'm all about. So if you've got all these Litecoin computers out there running the Litecoin code, okay, they're verifying all the transactions and keeping a record of all those transactions. So instead of a single ledger where you write everything down, all those computers are writing down all those transactions. And so those coins, when you go out and you purchase those coins and it's associated with an address, you've got access to those coins because you have access to the private key, and that private key is controlled by those words that you write down. That's like the sequence that allows you to access the private key that unlocks those coins from that address. So it's like a big virtual bank with all these safety deposit boxes, and you can walk in there and say, well, that's mine, but I lost my key and it's still in there and I can't get at it. But so if you've got the key, you can walk in there and you say, all right, cool, I want to take one of these coins out and do something, trade it over here and throw it in or whatever. So if you look at it that way, and it's all controlled, and it's not just one bank, it's like you've got all these banks anywhere around the world because you can access it from anywhere in the world. And as long as you have the key, you can unlock it and, okay, well, I have it right here and I'm going to go spend it and I'm going to go do something with it.
Right.
And then mining versus staking. Mining, that protocol or that type of generation of coins is you've got to have computing power. So all those computers on that network, they're crunching numbers, and they're just, they're just like mining. It's like they're a race to,
expending energy.
they are.
Yeah.
They're working. They're doing something to crack the code so that they can get, every transaction that comes out, they get paid. So with Litecoin, for instance, every 2.5 minutes, a block of transactions come out. And so, all the transactions, I bought Litecoin, you still sent it, all those transactions in that 2.5 minute block are written, stamped, sealed, and then the computer that finalizes it, let's just say that, gets the reward of Litecoin, that's generated. And right now, what is it, 12.5 Litecoin, I think, every block. So every 2.5 minutes, 12.5 Litecoin, I think, is created. And so that's a block. Then we got another block and another block, and it's a chain of blocks. So it's a blockchain of transactions is really what it is. And so, it takes that work to do that. And then staking, on the other hand, they can be mined coins. I don't want to go into that. But, when you stake coins, you hold them, and you're contributing to that network and validating transactions. In a lot of cases, it can be with just a laptop that you have at home. And you get rewarded with those coins for every.
You're getting rewarded.
You're giving a little bit of the energy of your computing power. It doesn't necessarily have to be this mining farm, but you're giving, whether in some cases it's just the coins, allowing those coins to be used in the network. And so you get rewarded with more coins.
So you're kind of
contributing.
And there are some apps that you can still maintain control. Yeah. So that you could say, oh, I'm not mining anymore. Some of them, you literally lock them up and you allow the network to use those coins.
Yeah. And it depends on the blockchain that you're using. You take, for instance, Theta. You can be your own node. You have to have 1,000 Theta coins. And then you can become your own node. But, it's cumbersome to do. You got to have the processing power, because that network, that's what it's going to be built on. You got to have some computing power. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll delegate their coins to a big mining pool now, and that's safe because those coins can only be returned to your address. They can't take them, smart contracts and stuff. And so you'll get rewards in Theta Fuel for doing that. Now there's other coins like Redcoin, which I'm a big fan of. What you can do is those were mined out. It's based on the Litecoin code, and then it got to a certain point, they stopped the mining and they went into staking. So all these coins exist. If you have them, you can stake them. You can run them on a laptop. Very low intensive, nothing, but you're validating transactions. It's a very decentralized way to validate the network. So, if I've got it running on my laptop, I'm validating transactions and getting Redcoin for that, because, there's a little bit of Redcoin for each transaction. And you also, just holding it, get staking rewards. So, you're getting more coins for contributing to that network, and it's a very passive way to do it. So you don't need a big supercomputer to do it.
And these Gpool
for
Theta, Divi has similar. It's mine's on a cloud. So you pay a fee to then mine, which is great for people that are traveling or nomads.
You don't want to have a computer running. You just want to put it out in the cloud and let some cloud service handle it and then run it on that server. And so you pay a little bit each month to have them run that code for you. So, that's just kind of a quick overview of all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I think it's helpful, and hopefully, we've got new people coming in this space all the time, and I think that the conversations need to be had all the way, at the basic level, frequently. We need to be talking about this more and more. We need to be talking about, I love how Andreas Antonopoulos explains things. If you guys are new to cryptocurrency and want just some real basics, including explanations for some of the vocabulary that's used, I really recommend checking out his Bitcoin for Beginners playlist. And that's Andreas Antonopoulos. And it's just a bunch of Greek vowels.
Pretty much. It's kind of like Italy, Greece and Italy, all those vowels in your name.
All those vowels.
Like more vowels than consonants. But no, there's some good discussion in the chat going on as far as, staking and what you can do.
Yeah.
Different methods to stake and get rewards, because, it's not going to be like the traditional banking system anymore, because that died. We no longer have the ability to get interest on our money in the banks. It's just not, it doesn't happen. What do you get? Like point nothing. for money that sits in the bank, and then they loan it out, and they 9 times whatever's in there. It's a complete ripoff. So in this new system, you've got coins that you can stake. I mean, somebody mentioned, I might have mentioned Atomic Wallet in the chat, I think, but you can, I mean, just by holding your coins in Atomic Wallet, you can stake like Zill. I think it's 12% right now return. It's down a little bit because there's a lot more people staking. I mean, you can stake Komodo, you can stake Algorand, you can stake Tron. I mean, and get a return on it. And we're talking, 5%, 10%, 12%, 20% in some instances.
Well,
I mean,
this JMax talking about, my husband loves Trust Wallet, and
yeah,
so
that too.
you can stake the BNB token and get 30 to 55%. That's
It's
insane.
unheard of. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
I know, and it's just, but that's the new world. I mean, that we're living in, because you're working with efficiencies now. The old system, and it's I'll hook you up. Oh yeah, we'll make a deal. There's so much fat in that system. Crypto cuts the fat out of the system. It's an efficient way to do things, and it's an honest way because it's transparent. Exactly, no middlemen, like you've been saying. It's like you don't need them, because you did in the past, though. I mean, you did need a middleman. You needed a broker. It's because you didn't know. You couldn't get in contact with this person, that person. Now we have all this technology that brings us all together. We've got a computer in our hands. I mean, bigger than the computer that ran the War Games computer, the simulation that I keep talking about with the missiles flying. But it's here we are. We've got the ability to connect with each other right now. Here we are. Here I am out in the bar in the middle of the Midwest. Here's Lisa. And here we are having a happy hour. And everybody's watching and communicating, and we're bantering back and forth. Cheers. Right. And so it's this new world that is so efficient that there's, you get paid for what you do now, instead of, paying somebody else to do what you can do, but you didn't know how to do at the time because you didn't have the tools. Now we've got the tools. We've got the weapons to win.
And I think that's a big difference of where we are now. Excuse me. In 2008, when the banks failed, there wasn't an option. The people had nowhere to go. And so we were stuck with this nasty stuff. That's another thing. I think I'll bring like $100 bill and write hashtag bet on Main Street, and then have you put it under epoxy. And
that'd be so cool, because you'll come back in like 5 years from now. I will come back and say,
like,
$100 bill.
It's worth nothing.
Like,
I will tell you that. So I will tell you that that Uncle Cliff sent. We were bouncing some emails around, and he said that, I don't know if he saw or he heard, I don't remember the exact wording, but something about for the transition, paper, this nasty stuff might be for a time a portion. So it might not be a bad idea to have, and if you're going to do it, I mean, I guess you would need larger bills because they won't be worth anything. But I don't know.
I've got an opinion on that. My thought on that is cash will be king for about 2 weeks to 4 weeks. That's about it.
You think that quickly? Okay.
Oh, it'll be quick.
People will be over it.
It'll be so quick, because you'll realize, because they don't put it this way. You go to the bank, and some people think it's backed by gold. No, the money's not backed by gold. There's nothing sitting in the safe. You go to the bank and you try to get the cash out that's actually, on the screen in your account. They can't even come up with that. So it's not even backed by the paper money. The money that you think you have in the bank, it's not even backed by the paper money, because they can't produce it if they're forced to produce it for all the depositors. It's not there. So that cash runs out real quick in a crisis. There's only, I don't know what the numbers are, but to back up, all the dollars in circulation, in the world digitally, the physical cash that's actually out there is not that much. So it will be at a little bit of a premium to begin with, because that's what people are used to. They're used to using that. But it won't take long, and maybe only 2 weeks. But
wasn't Greece kind of a test net for that? Was it Greece or
Yeah, and they started using Bitcoin because of it. Right. And this has been, several years ago. So that's what will happen. Though people, you're going to seek out values to something. You're going to be like, wait a minute, this cash, this isn't worth crap. You know, that reality
Right.
is going to hit because they're not going to be able to produce enough of it. They're not going to be able to get it in circulation. That's usually what happens. They don't produce enough money to allow you to transact. And then the whole thing falls apart because they can't, because it's just like hyperinflated. You know, it's just, you can't create it fast enough. And so it just dies. And so people are
Well,
going to
and
start
people,
looking at things of value that hold value.
right.
What's going to hold value? You can bring me cash
Silver.
in a crisis like that, but I'm like, I really don't want it. I want to get rid of it as fast as I can. But yeah, if you bring me silver, honestly, I'd rather have Litecoin than silver because
I haven't opened it.
because silver itself, I can't test it. Oh, did you get a tube? Which
Yeah, this was from Public for Team Mighty. And so one of these days when
that's
we can
awesome.
have a physical meetup again for Team Mighty, I'm going to do some kind of, he wants me to do some kind of like raffle or giveaway or something. So
or
we're going to do
raffle
that.
off one coin, you know, and just
Yeah,
keep
that's
doing,
what
you
he's
know, like
thinking
Bix
about.
did. Yeah.
But yeah, super sweet. So
That's awesome. What
sitting
kind
here.
is that? What tube is that? What coin
It's
is
the
in that?
Superman.
Oh, the Superman
So
one. How
because
ironic. I didn't even know that.
Team
That's awesome.
Mighty.
Yeah, that's so
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. Because of Team
Oh
Mighty and
yeah,
our
those are cool ones.
logo. And so these are the Superman. So
Oh man,
maybe next
awesome.
spring we can do that.
There you go.
Or maybe
Absolutely.
this, I don't know. I have in my gut, I feel like by my birthday this year, I think things are going to be different. So October 21st is my birthday. And for some reason, I think we're going to be financially sound. I feel like there's going to be good stuff happening.
All right,
It's totally my gut, but
I
don't know.
agree with you. I'll lay this out there. I've always thought it's September's it for me.
Okay.
This September is, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand.
You know, I've done what I needed to do. I don't need to, because things are going to fall apart. I don't know. The old economy is going to fall apart and people are going to realize it so quickly. It's already falling apart. I mean, look at the prices.
Right.
But I mean, by September of this year, I think people are going to be shocked with real assets and how much they're worth. You know, the real value is going to start coming out. And that's why I say, you know, you're going to see $1,000 Litecoin in September. I really believe that, and I think it's more, but I'll just be conservative and say that. I think that's coming. And, you know, all the other coins are going to follow suit just because it's, you know, people are going to realize that what we're carrying around in our pockets is garbage. You know, it's worthless. They're throwing $500, you know, for a family. If you got 2 kids, you're getting $500 a month in July 15th. You know, I mean, they're just dumping money. And why are they doing that? I mean, because they know the whole thing's dead and they got to stimulate. They got to, you know, the cost of everything's going up. We got to throw more money at the people so they don't revolt, you know, and so we can hold it together longer.
I think the announcement, I think it was yesterday, that the Fed is coming out with a paper this summer to announce the digital currency. I think they're going to put those time limits on
That's
it,
ironic.
like China. You know, because they force. It's like if you guys shop at Kohl's, you get Kohl's bucks, but they're only good for so many days.
It's Kohl's
and if
cash.
You don't,
get it right. It's Kohl's cash.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Kohl's cash. But if you don't go back within those days,
you lose it.
You lose it. So that is a way they can force stimulus. I
make you do it.
Predict
Velocity
the
of
U.S.
money
is going to do that just the same as what China is doing.
No, that makes sense because they want that money circulating and velocity of money. That's what it is. They want to get that going, get it going, get that blood flowing through that dead vampire. They want to keep it moving. And so, you know, get the pumps out, you know, pump more blood, you know, and that's what they're doing. But it's dead already. I mean, you know, and so many of us already see that. It's like, well, I'm done with this. I want to get over here. You know, I want to go this way.
Yeah.
I want to buy Litecoin. You know, it's 176 now. See, you would have made money if you'd bought it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Missed opportunity for sure.
Doggone it.
Well, and Johnny and I talked about yesterday. He's the one that kind of clued me into like that ratio thing where like Bix talks about all the time. Like if there's a ratio of gold to silver and at certain points, it's only ever been so low or so high. And so if you swap back and forth between gold and silver, now those are not taxable events.
Well, I mean, you know, if you volunteer to tax yourself, it is. I mean, that's really what the whole system is, voluntary. I mean, it really is when it comes down to it. Yeah. It's what you volunteer it's what you ultimately decide is taxable. and they try and skew it. You go to Aaron Russo, in his video that he did, and I can't remember the name of it. He's passed away now, but he knew a member of the Rothschild family, and it's laughable
But it is
to them.
concerning that there are a lot of exchanges right now who are willing to give up your personal information.
Sure they
so
are.
it may not be you volunteering it. It may be them volunteering it, which is why, you should be cognizant of that and don't
because they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Absolutely. And so a lot of people have done, they've set up corporations, they've set up LLCs, they've set up entities that manage their crypto for them, and they control it. I mean, because that's what the big boys do. Do you think Warren Buffett, what did he say at one point? His salary is like $50,000 a year or some stupid thing. Warren Buffett, what he makes a year. Yeah, because all the corporations own everything, and then you control the corporations.
And so corporations can't be sued.
Right. And so he's got that layer of protection, but he gets to use all the stuff. He gets to go out there and fly in the helicopters, and, they buy him ice cream cones and Cokes and, all pay for his expenses and all that stuff. See, that's the game they're playing. And so, at a personal level, if you accept, you got to understand how the rules are. I mean, that's when the T-Man said, well, I'm smart, I don't pay taxes. Well, yeah, because the rules are there, and he's just playing the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly. Yeah. The game's corrupt. Sure. I mean, he knows it's corrupt, and all these other people know it's corrupt, but they try to tell you it's not corrupt, and you're not paying your fair share. That's just how they operate. While, they're not paying anything.
No, for sure. So
they're living off us.
Friend Rice TV, which I'll be on later tonight with him, and John Claude's channel, looks like he got a little timeout. So if you guys are missing those videos, hang in there and know that he'll be back with a vengeance, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. 7 days off. Well, you got a vacation there, Rice.
Yeah. It needs to be next week or week after. He's going to be at Shitcoin 2021, or he's probably going to the Bitcoin conference. I'll be at Shitcoin 2021. And I've got several friends that are going. So if anybody's going, please message me. Let me know you're going to be there. I'm going to bring a selfie station, and it should be fun. So I was thinking, I'm working with my friend who does all the graphics for it. And I was like, okay, so I want all the coins to populate on people's heads like a filter. And then that way we can all be shitheads. Like parrot heads.
Like a crown. A crown of shit coins.
Yes. I'll have my shitcoin, Litecoin.
I wear this crown of shat coins. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So
my empire of dirt.
Our girl, Miss Teen Crypto, is teaching a NFT class at Shitcoin 2021, and she said you will leave there having minted your first or a NFT. So I'm super excited. I'm trying to get some more of my friends to go, and we're going to attend that class. So you guys check it out.
I would go, but I can't. I got too much to do. I mean, the pavilion and all this, I had to order more posts last night. And I was just like,
Lord.
Oh, yeah. Well, the price of wood, absolutely ridiculous.
How are the prices? Yeah. Is it still terrible?
It was, a 6x6 post. I mean, like you see here in the bar. 6x6. This wood in the bar here cost me like $1,100, to frame all this up and get this all up. And this has been 2016. To do this now, I mean, it probably cost me $8,000. I mean, just for the materials. I mean, up here that you see, absolutely ridiculous. So it was a 6x6, 16-foot post treated with the cedar tone, but that's the same price as the green treated. It was about $170 for one. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I needed 4 more of them. So the bill ended up being like $690 is what it ended up being. But I want to make sure it's stable. The thing's got I called Mitch and I said, okay, we need to do this, right? He's like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. So anyway, I want it to be right. I'm going to do it once. I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have a lifetime of memories, and it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, but the price of stuff is outrageous.
To the value,
right? It's a valuable.
The value is the quality of life that it improves, or for all of us that you're investing in.
Absolutely. I'm not investing in myself. I'm investing in, the community. I'm investing in memories. I'm investing in history at this time, in humanity. And that's how I look at it. And to me, I could go out and, do this and that. I could go buy a Lambo, this. No, I couldn't. But I mean, buy something other than a digibug, but it's just like, I don't put any value in that stuff. It does nothing for me. Because you can only get 2 people in the car, me and somebody else. I want a bunch of people here. You know what I mean? It's just,
that's right.
I'm investing in a lot of people. I don't want to invest in like one person.
I still
style.
want a hot car.
Well, and
I
that's
can't
fine.
help it.
But
That's
it ain't going to cost
shallow.
$300,000.
I would be okay with that.
For frick's sake, woman.
Not now. So I have had.
I'm going to take you for a ride in the digibug, and that's going to be the end of your hot car.
I'll whip my hair out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be, you're going to free.
Yeah.
Pick you up at the airport at the digibug.
Perfect. So it's all about like quality of life, value. People see value in different things.
Right.
Some people really value supercars.
People like Dogecoin.
Some people really value, that time with friends or travel or those kind of things. And that's where like it is all breaking apart because it's not making sense. It's not an equal, it's not an equal rising of the inflation. It's like,
no, it's like
food
popping here.
And
it's like whack-a-mole. It's like, no, stay down. No, stay down. It's all like popping up everywhere. Like, come on, man.
That's crazy.
Need a bigger hammer. That's what we need.
Bigger hammer. Yeah.
I get a bigger hammer.
HAMR or MMR.
Hammer time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So I'm still looking for some help. I'm trying to do this. It's not officially launched or announced, but I'm wanting to, and Jim Flanagan's working with me. I tried to reach out to the Bravo Coin guys. If they're still active and anybody has contact with them.
I don't know.
I had messaged them in the past and had conversations with them on Twitter. So I was hoping they would respond. I also went to their website and submitted. But I think that's something that could really work for this Bet on Main Street thing. So we can kind of play around.
I agree with you. And somebody brought that up. I think it was public the other day in your Wednesday, and it was like the seed cards. He'd mentioned that. Get something printed up, and then every time you leave a tip, leave the website, the QR code to wherever you want to send them, or just put a QR code to, Litecoin, Bitcoin, whatever it is, and that way, if one person wakes up, I mean, that's more of the piece of the pie that comes out. They took one, and it's just, not everybody's going to get it, but you got to put it out there because someone out there is ready for it, and you just don't know who it is. And so just everywhere you go, when you leave a tip, drop the card, wherever you go, drop the card.
Make a hashtag. Put it we've been putting it on the receipt, which they're probably, even if they're looking at it now, they're like, what is this crazy person talking about?
Doesn't matter.
We don't have it built yet, but my goal is by 4th of July to have it fully launched.
To have 1 million pricks in the arm.
No, to have
how many?
1 million hashtag Bet on Main Street.
I don't even know.
Hashtags.
We already got more than 1 million pricks in DC alone.
Oh, we're getting ready to have the Brood X. Brood 10 is about to in June. They're gonna come out. You know what I'm talking about? The cicadas.
Oh yeah, 17 years.
That from
17
years, the Brood X or Brood 10 cicadas come out, and their hub is the swamp, is DC. And their frequency is so loud and they are so dense that they are over 150 decibels.
Wow.
So they literally change the frequency in that area.
Every 17 years. It'd be interesting to track that back every 17 years when they come out, mark certain events through history and see
happened.
That'd be an interesting study. Yeah, maybe we can get some funding for that in the new, $4 trillion that we're creating. Study the 17-year cicada phenomenon. Yeah.
I would do it, but I'm bug phobic, so I'm out on that.
Are you? Well, they'll probably be in full force here, and by the time you get here.
Oh, really?
They might be.
Oh God. Okay.
the flush of panic and anxiety that runs over Litecoin Lisa's face right now. Well, we'll take care of this. Don't worry. We got accommodations. We'll make it work. Well, I'm inside right now. I'm in the bar. We can hang out in here. There's going to be a lot of Tito's. That was what I was wondering. One Litecoin equals how many handles of Tito's? I mean, at what point do we get to that to where we're value? You know what I mean? What's that worth? Is it like 10? Is it 100? 50? I don't know.
Hold on.
But that's something to think about. If you have one Litecoin, how much would you expect in exchange, handles of Tito's in exchange? How many? What's a good deal in your mind?
So
what would you give one Litecoin
prices
for? How many?
Today?
Don't worry about the price. I mean, you think about the value of Litecoin and the value of Tito's. There's only 84 million Litecoin. You can create more Tito's.
Oh, I would have to have a lot more Tito's.
You got to think about it. Think about that. Maybe we'll come
today,
back to that. Circle back.
It's like no, we don't circle back on this channel. It is 4.5 handles, and approximately, and
depends
there's no way I would give up a whole Litecoin for 4.5 handles.
Right. You start thinking that way. Like,
no, I say that there's no way. There is a way. The only way I would is if I was spending it on my Litecoin card and then replenishing.
There you go.
Before actually I make the purchase.
Right.
So that I get in that same
But it
price.
kind of puts it in perspective because it takes work. It takes grain, which is going up in price. I mean, all these things that's going to be the next thing. You better start stocking your, whiskey or,
Dude, we're fine.
I know you are, but I mean, I'm talking to generally you. See, that's the problem in the English language. You've got you. Okay, who are you referring to? You talking about you, Lisa? We talking about you, the audience? I mean, it's you, y'all. Y'all need to start stocking up on whiskey because corn's going up. In
Oklahoma, we say all y'all. That's different than y'all.
And that's even more than y'all.
All
it's
y'all.
Like all y'all that ever hear me hear it from here to eternity. All y'all need to understand that the corn's going up. And the transportation costs are going up. You need to get more whiskey and get it on hand right now. So go buy some. That's the next thing to pop.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
Lisa's like, all right, whatever.
I'm just thinking in my head because I always wanted to have my own still and make my own vodka.
Me too.
And I want to do.
We can grow this all out.
We can do it here.
We can do it all out.
At Westwood Ranch.
We can all do we can do that. You can get a federal license that allows you to distill so much for fuel usage, like 10,000 gallons a year or something. So we can grow it, and then we can put it in the cars, and make sure the cars run, and make sure it's quality controlled, and
lots of tasting for
well, you never know. You want to make sure cars are finicky nowadays. Make sure they're absolutely. Telling you. Then we open a bar, if we get the license the other way.
I also want to do I came up with way back before I even had my channel, and Mom had introduced us to the crew. And so I had Bitcoin Ben Brew. I had Cliff High was the IPA because he's high. He's not high, but his name is high. Yeah, and I think about it being hoppy, flowery.
Yeah, it's like hopped up in it.
Yeah. And
sometimes leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but it's still, it's you like it, but it's
So then we had Snippy Sippy because he likes wine coolers.
Because he's a sippy. He likes to
Snippy Sippy. And then, are you gonna come say hi? Oh, look who's here! Hold on.
Oh my gosh, we have a special guest.
We have my sweet friend coming to say hi. Oh, let me take my AirPod off because she can't hear a word that you're saying.
Kritiana.
Okay, so. Westwood, have you met Kritiana before?
I've seen you in videos before, and you are the most lovely soul. I mean, I absolutely want to give you a big hug. Kritiana, it's great to meet you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Oh yeah. You need to drag her along to
I know. I'm already plotting and planning. I'm already
okay, good. All right, Lisa's
trying to get her to come to Shitcoin with me.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll hit Westwood next.
Yeah, you need to. It'd be a great time. I love your energy. Love your energy. So you're hanging out with Lisa, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm. She's adopted me.
Yes,
I can see that. That's Lisa does that. I mean, that's how she rolls.
Yes. No, I'm trying to feed them all and make sure they're okay, and Yeah.
We got cheese and crackers and chips and granola bars and all these amazing things. And I'm just like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
But we're going to do veggies for dinner. So
Okay, that's
not
good.
just feeding them crap.
Yeah, well, Lisa never tries to feed me because I don't have that issue. She's, I have no problem eating all by myself.
You have
I'm
the
good.
pizza oven in the bar.
I do have the pizza
You're
oven
never without.
right back there. Look at this here.
Is it the man cave?
Yes.
Well, this is actually a bar that we all hang out in when everybody comes. This right here, Lisa, you know what those are?
Oh, are those absinthe?
No, those are bottles.
I know.
Those are,
how can you see him?
No, I'm pretending.
Those are, I know she can't see.
Fresca.
Those are
you have Fresca
bottles of Fresca. So you can
Okay.
open them up, pour what you want. So I'm stocking up on Fresca. Tito's is next. We're going to have all kinds of Critiana. What do you like to drink? Or do you drink?
She's a Chardonnay girl.
Chardonnay. I'll get you some. Do you like it cold? Or do you like it just room temperature? Cold?
No,
All right.
I like it cold, yeah.
I'll make sure we get some
I'm
Chardonnay in the
I'm
fridge.
An ice cold BICT.
I love that. I love strong women.
That's
know
her
what they're all
cover.
about.
She's
That's
totally
what I'm
faking
talking
you
about.
out. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. I'm
That
faked
tough
out.
guy exterior. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, cool stuff. No, this is a good time. We do this every Friday and from the bar, and once in a while I'll have a get together and get everybody here, and it's fun. And we talk about crypto and life and everything in between.
It's good stuff.
It is.
So, I picked his brain about some of the questions that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
So while you were out poolside, we'll have to go back over because he had some great information about.
Yeah. So what are you looking
mining
for?
and staking and all that kind of stuff. And I think Johnny talked about it. He talked about how mining is proof of work and staking is proof of stake, right?
Proof of ownership,
Proof
kind of.
ownership.
Because if you're putting up collateral in a way, when you're proof of stake, you're taking the coins that you own and you're putting them into the network in some way, and all the blockchains are different in how they do that. But some of them you can just run a laptop, have the coins in a wallet, and then you're helping to contribute to the network and to transactions that occur, and you get more coins because of that. So you're an owner of those coins, and you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and allow the network to benefit from those coins, and you still own them and you still have control over them, but you're allowing those to be used as, I guess the best way to look at it, I'm trying to relate it to the old world, collateral to, allow, you're putting up collateral and getting money for it. I don't even know how to explain it right, but it's, and you get a return for allowing the network to use those coins. And so you get more coins for doing that. It's like interest in the bank that you used to get.
So essentially it's like kind of like promoting your friend's business, right?
In a way. Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way.
Like it's something, a project or network that you believe in. So you're like investing in it.
You're invested in it.
And you're getting
and you get rewards from it. It's like referrals. Like, Lisa, you give a referral. It's like, I'm going to, I believe in this project and I'm going to put myself into it, my energy into it. And because that's all these coins are, just stored energy, and you put it into it and you get a reward for it, and so other people are using the network and brought into the network, and the more people that are brought into the network, you get a little bit of a referral fee, I guess, or a kickback for it. And so staking's kind of like that, whereas mining, that takes a lot of work, just like mining in the real world. You need heavy equipment, you need big computers, and so you've got to be able to have a lot of processing power to, generate those coins, because every block of transactions that come out, you get a reward if you're that computer that verifies that block and locks it up. And so you get rewarded in coins. So it's a lot more laborious, and that's why those coins are worth so much more. That's why Bitcoin's worth so much, because it takes so much effort to validate one block of transactions. Litecoin kind of the same way. And a lot of those mining coins, it's that way. And staking, it's not as much work. It's more of devoting your energy or devoting your coins to the project or to the cause, the coins that you do have. And so it's it's not labor intensive. And some people will say, you know what, those labor intensive coins, that's a lot of value. Well, that's why Bitcoins is so much money, because it's so hard to get them. And, it takes so much work to get them that not just anybody can do it. And so that's why it has its value. Like gold, it's like you got to go all the way down in the ground and pull it up, refine it, and do all this stuff, to get that gold coin, mint it, stamp it out, verify it. And so, that mining process adds that value to that blockchain. And then also, there's a limited supply of them too, like Bitcoin and Litecoin. There's a limited supply so that there's only so much to go around. And I've used it several times, that piece of the pie. You got this big pie. It's one big pie. And once those pieces are gone, there's only so much left. And once they're all gone, you got to convince someone else to give you a piece of pie, or at least, a little, piece of apple slice or something. It's just like, nah, what are you going to give me for it? It's like, sorry, there's none left. I've got some, you don't, what's it worth?
Right. So what happens when they're gone?
Well, that's a good question. That's come up because with Bitcoin, it's going to be a long time. There's 21 million Bitcoin that can exist. There's over 18 million that have been mined out. And it's a slow process getting to that total cap. And that's always been kind of we'll worry about it when we get to it thing. And a lot of people say that, well, what'll happen is once they're all mined out, those computers will then just validate transactions, on Bitcoin, and they'll get paid for those because there's a transaction fee that's paid in Bitcoin for every transaction that's made. And so by that point, Bitcoin will probably be worth so much money that even, one Satoshi, that 0.7 zeros and a one, that one will be worth, $20 or something. It'll be worth doing it just to validate transactions. But that is a legitimate question that, okay, when we're done mining, there's no more to be had because the code doesn't allow it. What happens? And so that's one of those things that nobody really has an answer for because it's past our lifetime. I mean, because it's.
But I think your answer was really spot on with the whole. Then they're all mined, and it's about the transaction fee, and so it does go on, and there's still opportunity in it.
Right.
But it becomes even more more scarce because they're all mined. They're either somebody holding it or somebody lost it at that point.
Right. There's going to be somebody that has to transact that value. It's like, okay, all the gold's done. There's no more gold in the world. Whoever has it, has it.
Right.
Okay, I want to sell an ounce of gold, or I want to sell it to somebody. Well, this gold's worth $100,000 an ounce now, and I've got an ounce of gold. Well, okay, I need somebody to show up in an armored car with some machine guns that can transport that over, and I'm willing to give you a little bit of it in the transaction. That's how the computers are going to work. It's like it's worth paying a little bit to get it from point A to point B, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
because it is so valuable.
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
Does that lead to another question?
Yeah, sorry, I have a lot of those.
No problem. I'll try and answer it. If I don't, then I'll try and tell you who can.
Well, because I'm always like correlating things, right? And so when you say Bitcoin's going to run out, but people compare it to gold, and as you know, since the crash of a couple days ago, gold went up, right? Bitcoin went down, right? But I was having a conversation with Lisa earlier about gold, and in theory of how gold is only worth so much money based on what the value we give it, right? Because if you have 1,000 gold bars in your house and somebody comes over and says, I want to give you, or I'm going to pay you half a gold bar for a suit, right? However, you take the gold, you made them the suit, but on a daily, what is the gold useful for to you besides consuming, holding, and having it?
Well, that's a good question.
Gold isn't, but silver is, because has a consumable
use case. Yeah, it does.
Medicine,
I mean,
technology.
There are people who, if you look back, and I think if you look back into Greek history, it's called monatomic gold, I think is what it is. Gold may have an actual healing property to it. However, it's been lost. And, it's in some books. But on a day-to-day basis, What is gold worth? That's a great question. It's worth because we've got this ancestry, because we have this tradition that says it has value. I mean, it does have value because you can drop it to the bottom of the ocean, salt water all over it. It does not corrode. I mean, it is intact. You can pound it with, all of, well, remember the Terminator, when he got squashed down and he finally blew, crushed. You can do that with gold and it becomes like paper thin, but it still maintains its properties. And so you can put it right back together. You can't destroy it. It's almost impossible to destroy it. And so that in and of itself is an intrinsic value. Right. And you can make it into jewelry and wear it around, and people, they like it and adorn themselves with it. I'm not a big gold fan. I'll just be out, upfront and honest. I'm just not, but those, because I think it's overvalued compared to what Lisa just said, silver, because silver has an actual use case. I like things that you can use. I like things that have value, like in the real world. Yeah. I mean, things that do things, and silver, a lot of medical properties, a lot of industrial uses. And it's almost as precious as gold. I mean, it will tarnish, but it's really hard to destroy it. And it lasts forever. I mean, it's just one of those things that, to me, it's way undervalued as far as what it does. And gold, to me, is way overvalued because, it's just a historical thing. Silver's been used as money more than gold ever has.
It's constitutional money too.
Well, and it is constitutional money. It was written into our Constitution. It's based on the Spanish real. The pieces of 8, and it's just. I mean, that's. And so when I look at things, I look at it as I've got a family. I've got people that come after me. I want to do the best that I can in this life to make sure that I'm getting into those things. Really, it's what resonates with me, that I've come here this planet with, that that I feel in my soul. And I don't resonate with gold. I feel like silver is just the thing that, and a lot of people say, it's spiritual, it's this, to me it is, because I just feel it. I feel, that frequency resonates with me, and then I see all the uses for it and the value that it has. To me, it's a no-brainer.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I think. And some people will say gold's everything. Gold's this, gold's that. It is. It's got a lot going for it. I can't dispute it. But I just when you got an ounce of gold and you can get 60, 70 ounces of silver for it, to me, give me the silver. I'll carry it. I'll take that burden on my back. It's worth it.
Sounds like your cards I did for you. So I want to share Christiana's websites with you guys. We're in chats about doing some kind of a collab for she's got these amazing collab collection that she does some artwork with, or he's doing his artwork, right?
Well, yeah, I do a collab collection with Sancho Spinaci, and we take the syncretism art, and we've chosen to work together on it in the sense of how we're putting it on the clothes. Yeah, and that's coding. Sorry, we just figured that out today because we're actually gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Horrible data.
I'm showing the wrong stuff.
No. It's actually the same, but it's just not. They're working on the coding right now, so I didn't know. Anyway, sorry guys, but it's the collab collection is syncretism art on Drip Alchemy. It's Sancho Spinaci is a great friend of mine. It has a lot to do with the syncretism, also as well as astrology. It teaches you about your inner health, your outer health, astrology, different things like that. And so you can find that at dripalchemy.com. And then Lisa pulled out my personal site, which is just me and my cuteness.
I love it. And this is where you can go and schedule an appointment to have your astrology charts done. And the amount of knowledge that she brings everything together. Like, there were things that she told me about myself that I was like, oh, I thought I had that health issue when I was younger. And she validated all of it. So I don't know. It's just been really interesting, and knowing more about yourself always helps you to be prepared to make the choices in your future. Yeah. So I definitely would recommend everybody to check this out.
Yeah. And, Lisa, go, if you wouldn't mind here, go to the resources. I know nobody actually reads anymore, and that's, You'll also, if you
I understand that. Yeah.
if you go to my site, you'll and follow me, you'll see a lot of my humor and my dry wit. But if you go to the resources, I have recommended reads here, and you'll see I have The Light of Egypt, The Science of the Soul, the Hermetica, so on and so forth. If you download any of these, there's no spam, they're just PDF downloads. These are some of the most books that were written, some of the oldest hermetic books that were written, and a lot of this stuff, which people don't know, is based on astrology and based on certain hidden esoteric things, but not really esoteric in the sense of like, ooh, creepy, more like true knowledge, understanding as above, so below, right? And so those books will really help get people on the path of, I hate to use the word enlightenment, but just understanding where we came from.
Understanding who we are and what we were born to be here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's how I lay it out. That's just, I'm just some dude from the Midwest though, and that's how I talk. But it's oh, seriously. I mean, it is. And it's just I don't know, the whole me and my cuteness thing. I love your subtle sarcasm. I mean, you got a way about you. We've met before. I think we all have. And many ages ago. And so it's no, that's good though. We have to look back at the I mean, we haven't changed, and that's what I've always believed. We're the same people. You look back at the Greeks, the Romans, and and all these things that they did, all these books that they wrote. I mean, it's all been buried. It's all inside. We just need to understand, who we are and unlock that and what we're really a part of and connected to, and just unlock it. I mean, that's really kind of where we're at now. And I think a lot of us are here at this time that have that ability to hopefully inspire other people to wake up. Not everybody's going to wake up. They're just not. I mean, that's just how it is. And, it's frustrating, but you know what? You got to focus on those people who are going to, that feel the calling, have been born and known since they've been little kids that, I don't feel like things are right, and a lot of us are that way, and a lot of us are drawn toward crypto because it's one of those weapons. It's, I've been saying weapons lately. I got to get away from that. It's a lighthouse. It's a shining light. It's a beacon that allows us to find each other, and it's done that. And to me, it's a very spiritual thing. And we're all here. We've been born for this moment. We've been born for this time, and it's time right now that we all step forward and find each other. And I've always believed that this is the time where we fix things. It's one of those monumental moments in history to where, and we talked about it earlier in the show, that this is an historical time to where we're going to look back and people are going to ask us, oh my gosh, you went through that, what was it like? That's what we're here for, to awaken as many people as possible. Not everybody, because they're not awake and they're just here plodding along, and that it is what it is. And and you know that. But the thing is, those powerful people who can be awakened, those are the people who change. Those are the people who statues are built for. Not that that's a good thing, but we're here. It's time. And let's unveil all those things that unlock who we are.
So this brings me back to Amy and I did a show this week, and she sent me this.
Have another one, Westwood.
Refills for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your job to awaken all the sheep. It's your job to awaken the sleeping lions. Right. So I think that's where we can all have a little bit of peace with that, and know that we're all doing our job, and we're all being drawn together too. Like, there's these people that you meet and you get a feeling and a connection with.
Yep.
And you have done this before, and we've all done this before. So we're doing it again.
Well,
I guess we're learning a different lesson this time.
Do you guys mind me touching on what this means? So when they say it's not your job to awaken all the sheep, it's your job to awaken the sleeping lion. That has to do with the heart, right? Because Leo rules the heart. and the lion is the Leo, which is ruled by the heart, obviously, but it means like start using your heart and, you know, awaken people that have heart,
Yeah.
you know, have soul.
So one of the Bruce Lipton I follow, and he just did a video that talked about starting to listen to yourself, listen to your heart chakra, listen to, and that's where you should ask questions, is to your higher self, all of that, your consciousness.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but the heart chakra, the frequency of it reaches 6 feet on each side of you, which is actually 12, right? So there's a lot of conspiracy or talk about why actually they wanted
That social distancing
thing was so
Mhm.
dang.
yeah.
Makes total sense because they know the game. I mean, they're a part of these families. They've all, been passed down all this knowledge. The thing is, they've got all the tools, all the weapons, yet they're still going to lose because we do have the heart. We do have the heart of humanity, the love of the universe within us. And that's the key. Once we unlock that, once we understand that, once we resonate with each other, and once we start seeing each other, that's why I give so many freaking hugs, Lisa. It's because, right? Because it's once you feel the energy and know that you're not alone, we are together. We're in this battle together. That nothing's going to stop us. Nothing can stop us because we carry that, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. You can call it the Holy Spirit. You can call it Christ consciousness. You can call it whatever you want. The fact is, it's all in here. It's all right here. And we all have it. I mean, we've all carried it for generations. It's in us. We just have to awaken to it. And when we find each other and when we come together, two come together, and anything's possible. I mean, it's all these lessons from all these cultures. When that happens, nothing can stop us. I mean, we are unstoppable and we are everything. Again, we give value to everything that has value. It's us. We're the ones that manifest reality. Once we realize that and realize we can do that, again, it's over. All this melts away. It's this cowboy set, on the Western stage, it's a fiction. It's a cardboard cutout. That's all they are. They have no power. Don't give it to them. Stop giving it to them. Stop walking around like this with a muzzle. Stop, pricking yourself. Stop doing these things that they tell you to do.
No pricks allowed.
Right. No pricks allowed. There's, it's so simple. It's so simple to fix everything overnight. It just takes coming together and doing it. And that's really it. And saying, no, we're done. We're not going to live in that reality because it's not real. We're going to make our own. We're going to manifest it. So
that's where our community is so strong and is a big part of that, is that, if we have to come together online, if that's the way we find each other, meet each other, resonate with each other.
Well, that's not how I'm going to meet Critania. Critania, she needs to get here so that we all, Critania.
It's either one. It's pronounced Critiana.
Critiana. Okay,
yeah,
Critiana.
But Critania is fine as well. That's just more Germanic.
Okay, Critiana. So Critiana.
She also answers to "Hey you."
Yeah.
Hey you.
Crit.
K.
Yeah. Anyways, what?
No, I mean, and that's why I build what I'm building here, is to allow people to come together. Is really what it is. And
drink a lot.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. So if you want some Chardonnay or something in the fridge, that's fine. And some Tito's under the bar, with a lot of ice, we can do that too. But we can wax philosophical and spiritual as long as we want. Yeah. But I want a happy place for that. I want a safe zone for that. And that's what I'm doing. I was just seeing this coming, and that's what I'm trying to create. And I love the people I've met and been drawn to and have been drawn to me. And it's just kind of like a bug zapper, maybe, you come here. No, it's not that kind of getting drawn to, but it's a
positive thing.
It is a positive thing. Cretania says, I don't even know what I'm into right now.
She's like, who are these crazy people?
Lisa, help her out. I'm
No,
I'm really not a bad dude.
No, we know that.
Well, Clint, I'll do your chart. How about that?
Okay.
Do a Westwood chart.
But you have to do it here.
Okay.
You need to come here. I mean, seriously, it's going to be a good time.
Where are you?
I'm in central
Southern
Illinois, in the
Illinois.
middle of, not near Chicago.
Not near
I mean, I'm in the middle of cornfields and
You don't
nothingness,
have
and
to get poked to land there.
no, not at all. And it's
I won't do the mask thing though. That's the thing. I won't.
No,
even...
you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to.
No, I mean to get on a plane. So.
Oh, I got you. No,
Yeah, no, I won't.
understand.
I won't support it, and that's
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Well, no, I understand efficiency. I've been effective and efficient my whole life. However, what people need to understand is I promise I will swear on my own life that the air companies, the flight companies, whoever actually owns them, if everyone says no to the mask, I guarantee that they want your money more than they want you to wear a mask.
And you're right.
So, as the people, we need to all come together and say no. And, that would be, for one, a major start. Why? Because the thing is the flight companies, the airlines, so on and so forth, if we said no to them, they charter everyone to go to work, this, that, and the other. If we took back the power and said, no, well, I can't go to work because you're forcing me to be sick or whatever, so on and so forth, to get on the plane. Well, now you don't want me to be on, unemployment. Well,
but see, bet on Main Street, bet with our dollars, bet with our energy, put our energy where, vote with our energy.
Yeah. Well, and come together rather than, I know this is going to sound, and I don't mean to go on a tangent, but I know if more of us were willing to say no to the abuse, because at the end of the day, it really is, and came together right there and said, you know what, there's something wrong with this. And this is our charter. Guess what? It would make a difference.
And it doesn't take a lot. Think of what it took for the Civil War.
Think of the Revolutionary War. I mean, you got less than 5% of the people, that want to get. Nobody wants to get involved in a war, and that's why it takes, spiritual warriors to come forward and say, all right, we're doing this, pick that side or that side, we're going. And, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And you're right, Cretania. It is the, it is, I know, right? I'm like, okay.
Just call me Crit.
All right. Crit. Okay. But no, I mean, I 100% agree. So Lisa, what you're going to do, you're driving here and you're going to pick up. You're not? Why are you flying? We just had this discussion. Come on, pick her up and drive here.
Flying.
Oh, man.
I already bought my ticket.
No, he's talking to his place.
Yes, to his place.
Yeah, we'll pick her up.
My ticket.
No.
But, I could maybe cancel it. But I was going to, because I was going to be by myself traveling.
Well, now you have a beautiful partner, a spiritual warrior who's going to kick some butt. If anything happens, nothing's going to happen to you because you're shielded by the armor of God, and you're going to get here no matter what happens. Light. Exactly. Right. Get off the plane. You know how many. 2 weeks ago, Lisa, you know this. Lisa, I had a hard time going to Arizona. I did not want to go. I did not want to fly. I'm done. I'm not going to the Litecoin Summit this year. I'm not going anywhere else on a plane. I only went because Bix and Amy wanted me to go to Arizona. If I go to the Litecoin Summit, I'm driving. Put it that way. I'm not flying on a plane anymore. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done with it.
Might be better by the time.
I don't care. I don't want to fly anymore because it's exactly like Crit said. I don't want to give them power because they've effed us so many times, and I'm sick of it. I'm just sick and tired of it.
There are some websites where you can
get a private plane.
Yeah,
Dolores.
Oh, Westwood is gone. I don't know what happened.
What did he's like? Bye.
No, it wasn't him. But anyway, okay. Well, I guess we'll say goodbye. Cheers. Thanks for joining me on Happy Hour.
Arrivederci.
Whatever she just said. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Oh, he's back.
You're not going to hold me. You're not going to keep me down. No. See, I start talking about not flying.
Back.
No, but it's I don't even know where I was ranting on, but I'm done with it. I'm done with following orders.
But you're frozen.
You talking to me?
Yes, you keep freezing and glitching and stuff.
Seriously? You can't even hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, come
I can hear
on.
you.
No.
And I can see you. Yeah.
But I'm
He
glitching?
can't hear us or see us.
I can hear you. I can hear
I'm
you.
like, no, I can see you.
No,
Okay.
I can see you.
All right.
No, I can see you.
Was that crickets?
It could be.
It's his phone.
It might be a frog.
Somebody's calling.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna wrap it up. It's been an hour and a half. I'm thankful to all of you who are watching in the chat. Please give us a like, share this silly video, get some crypto information out there, and check out my friend Crit. You guys have all the links in the description. Improve your life and buy some of her artwork, wearable, high quality artwork as well. Yes.
No, I know, but which ones?
Well, all your
Don't buy the artwork yet. We're just getting the stuff up, and then we're gonna have crypto lips with gold dripping out.
Oh, that's
just
right.
wait. Don't listen to her yet. We don't have everything
Don't
up.
buy yet.
But if
not
you guys
ready.
want to start,
So when she relaunches the website, then we'll have her back on.
yeah.
And
But if
we're
you want an
gonna-
astrology reading anytime, I gotcha.
Yes. So
Easy peasy.
go to her.
Don't
Christiana
buy the art
Dominique.
yet.
Don't buy the art yet. We're also gonna see what else we can do there. So I'll put the link in the description. Get an astrology reading. You need to know your birthday.
You need to know your birthday. Yes, your birth time. And
location.
Location, yeah. And I do need the exact location because the planetary aspects in comparison to the planetary positions of where you're born do make a difference. And then I can tell you the basic stuff of your moon, your sun, your rising, and the houses and the planets and why you act the way you do, and then you can understand yourself better. And not only that, the best thing about it is if you are a parent that's having trouble with your children, you can get your child's birth chart done, and then you can actually help them understand who they are as a person and direct them rather than, I hate to use this word, but indoctrination. You can direct them based on what they are naturally
Their
good at.
strengths and what they were created for.
Correct.
Yeah. So all good stuff. All right.
Okay, Glenn.
Let's see.
I love you all. I hope you have a great weekend.
We love you too. All right. And we love everybody in the chat. You guys, thanks again. Take care. Bye.